welcome to Meet the Candidate. And my guest for this session is Arne Woodard. He is running for Spokane Valley Council Position 3, a position that you currently hold.
I do.
So I think you've done this before, but we're going to give you another opportunity to introduce yourself to voters, starting with where did you grow up?
Actually, I've not done this before.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
We weren't doing this last time.
No. Well, if you were, I didn't make it or didn't get noticed.
No, I think it was the first choice, first chance at it.
Okay.
Then.
Yes, you do. Well, I grew up in Spokane County, Spokane Valley. Generally, I lived on Far Road, and my dad bought a ranch at Newman Lake. We went ranching, and so Newman Lake until I got married, and the ranch closed. We were doing 400 head of cattle, 1,000 head of feeders, anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 tons of custom haying a summer. And so we learned a lot of hard work. And went to Gonzaga Prep for high school rather than East Valley. My dad says he put me through, but I never got a paycheck till I turned 20. So I put myself through Gonzaga Prep and enjoyed it. It was all guys at the time, and certainly was a good education, and about a year and a half of college at Spokane Falls before I had to go home for a very hard winter with the cattle. I had to move all the hay. So
that can change your plans very quickly.
It does change your plans.
What were you studying at community college? What were you interested in?
I was going to go into veterinary medicine, but the professor at the School of Veterinary Medicines at WSU suggested that I would certainly be a very prime candidate, even though he knew me personally and we did a lot of things with them, that having an education in business administration or any other degree would be helpful. And so I was going to get the first couple of years at Spokane Valley or Spokane Falls Community College, go to Eastern, get the rest of the degree, and then move on from there. However, I was also involved in a tractor truck accident on the farm. I was pinned between and actually was crippled from it, leg braces and crutches when I was a senior in high school. That also started changing things because I've been in chronic pain for 47 years. And just a lot of things that happened kind of in that 18 to 22
Life changes
range.
directions on us.
It does indeed. It does indeed.
So when, while you were at school at Gonzaga, were there some particular activities or sports that you were interested in?
Well, everybody in sports wanted to be my friend because I was the president of the photography club.
Aha!
And so because of the farm, as you're aware of, you have your outside life or whatever you're doing for school and whatnot, but the rest of the day is pretty well dedicated to taking care of animals and taking care of the farm activities. So I really never got involved in the sports, but the photography club, I was dance committee, I was also involved with the Esprit, which was Gonzaga's internal magazine, if you will, that the seniors generally put together.
Oh, cool. That's a really interesting background to be involved in. Well, so after you got back on your feet and were looking for a job, what did it take as a first job?
Well, I've been self-employed generally since I was 12. Because I was signing contracts on the farm with a letter from my father for the hay contracts. From there it went to when the farm closed, my brother and I, actually before that, I had a job with Taco Time, fast food, was moved to Billings for 2 months at a corporate store to open it as their corporate manager, then came back Spokane. I was involved in heavy road construction, site building, and basement building development of all type. Our signature's somewhere on most of everything that was done in the 70s and early 80s. I opened my own landscaping business and did a lot of stuff with Bonneville Power and Corps of Engineers and so on. So I've had over 17 businesses in my lifetime, direct marketing, my own restaurant, my own health food stores, and so on, until my wife walked out on the 4 children and I, and that kind of shut everything down and changed my life again. And as a joint custodial parent, it became a big focus on my kids, and through them I met my current wife, who's an angel of 29 years that we've been married. And we blended the 2 families and raised 7 kids.
Okay, and they're
So
all
a little bit of a job.
well. Yeah, that's actually quite a large responsibility. They're all successfully launched. Then?
They are indeed very successful. We've had a couple that had some major hiccups, but with a little bit of nudging and help, they've corrected that and are definitely on their way to have always been away from the house and provided for themselves, but now they have their lives corrected in other ways to really be productive and launch themselves into their over 40 years of age and so on.
Oh, well, congratulations on that job. Well done.
Well, it's a lot of work. Got 12, 13 grandkids. So.
Oh. Is there, you've always lived in the Spokane area? Is there someplace else that you've
No,
lived
Spokane Valley, other than the 2 months in Billings.
in? Yeah. Any place you've traveled that has given you some insights that you've brought back to Spokane Valley?
When I married my current wife, we went to the Gold Coast of Mexico and traveled through that area outside of the Gold Coast, which gave us both some insight into poverty, some severe poverty and needs. We've also traveled to Italy and just a couple of days in Germany. And